everyone! So today I'll be doing a review and overview of all the new bands that are at rainbowloom.com. It's linked down in the description box below in case you're interested in buying any of the bands that you'll see today. But anyways, now without further ado, let's get started. So all the bands that we'll be looking at today are of their silicone material, and they claim that these are slightly stretchier than their old silicone bands. So if you go on their site, they have older silicone bands that they have been selling for quite a while, and these are just two of the packs. They have a bunch of other packs, but these bands tend to stick together a lot when they're in the pack, which makes making things just a teeny bit more difficult. It's not anything too harsh, but it just complicates things a little bit. And also, they are not as stretchy as I would like them to be, and they claim that these new ones are more stretchy. So we're going to be testing them and comparing them to the old silicone bands as well. All the packs that you see here today are 300 bands with 12 C-clips. So first off, we're going to be testing the stretchiness. So we're going to be comparing it to this silicone band. This is from the Silicone USA pack. So this is an older pack of their silicone bands. So as you can see here, the stretchiness is not great. So it's not very stretchy at all. So we're going to compare the new ones to the old one. First off with the pink, let's see. Wow, it is very stretchy. I really like this. This is quite stretchy, as you can see, and I'm stretching with my left hand, which I'm right-handed, so left hand doesn't have as much muscle. So you can definitely see a big difference in the stretchiness. The new one is definitely a lot stretchier than the old one, almost twice the stretchiness, as you can see here. Take the next one. Let's scoot the old one out of the way because we don't need it anymore. But stretch this. Wow, this is also as stretchy. This one is just as stretchy as the pink one. So here you can see the stretch. See the difference in that. Test the yellow one now. Okay, so yeah, the silicone bands, the new ones, have the same stretchiness. Like that. So, same stretchiness so far. I'm noticing everything is the same stretchiness. And yep, it's about the same stretchiness. All of the neon silicone bands have the same stretchiness as far as I can tell, and they are stretchier than the old silicone bands, which is true. When I was reaching into the packs and grabbing the bands, I noticed that the sticking of the bands is not present. So if you check the old mixed neon bands, they stuck together quite a bit. You can see they stick a little bit together, like this one. These three are all stuck together. I'm only holding on to one, and so as you can see, they do stick together like that. If you check out the new ones, they don't stick together at all. Just grab one and they don't stick at all. All of the mixed neon bands have the same stretchiness, and as when I went into the bags and grabbed the bands, they did not stick. They're all this same kind of texture here, which is good. A lot of the Michaels stores and stuff have sold neon bands, however they were not silicone bands, and these ones are silicone. So they are different materials, and they are a little bit different than the ones you've seen in your craft stores. One last thing, rainbowloom.com also has the mixed neons pack. However, the bands in here that are mixed neon are slightly pearlescent around the edges, as you can see, a little bit of sheen, like shimmer. And then these ones are completely opaque, so they don't have any pearlescence at all. So if you're thinking that you want to get all of these bands in just one single pack, they don't have that available for these exact bands. However, if you want pearlescence on the edges with mixed neon, then get this pack. So just wanted to clear that. So next up, we'll be looking at these metallic bands. They have, like, when you look at them face on, they're not really shimmery, but when you look at them like on the side, they have shimmer, which is kind of hard to tell in the pack. But we're going to go ahead and make bracelets using these. First thing I noticed when I took this band out of the pack is that there's no sticking of these bands either, so they don't stick together at all. Neither do the silver bands, so there's no sticking with those, which is good. If you want to see like a comparison, here's one of the neon bands. The neon stretches a little bit more, just a teeny bit more, as you can see here, but this is still stretchier than the old silicone band. So you can definitely see an improvement in the stretchiness here, but but the old silicone band still is not as stretchy. Okay, so I'm just gonna be making a small tiny sample of a fishtail so you can get an idea of what the pearlescent effects on these bands has on a bracelet. Wow, look at how this looks. That is so cool. So as you can see, there's like a sheen to this, which is awesome. It almost looks like it's glowing, and it like reflects the light off of the edges with the pearlescence on here, which looks amazing. I am in love with these bands. I love them. Look how cool that sheen is. Like, you can see like reflections of the light, if my camera will stay focused. So while I was making the bracelet, definitely the no sticking of the bands factor did come into a good role there. It was a lot easier to make this. And also the bands were very stretchy, or not extremely stretchy, but a lot stretchier than their old silicone bands, which made it a lot easier to make this bracelet, or this swatch here. So now I'm going to go ahead and make a small fishtail about this long using the purple and blue bands that have the same effect. Okay, so while making this, I noticed that the bands are the same stretchiness as the silver and gold ones. So if we just test these out, same stretchiness. I would say it looks like the gold is just a teeny bit easier to stretch. The purple has a little bit more tension in it, but overall it's almost exactly the same. Yeah, the blue is just like the purple. So anyways, here is an overview of what this looks like. As you can see, the sheen, or like the reflection of the pearlescence on here, is just awesome. Look how it just like reflects the light so well. That looks so cool. Here are both of the fishtails lined up next to each other, and I think that the reflection of the light on here is just awesome. So I really love these bands. I can't wait to use them in bracelets and such, because I think they will have such an awesome effect. So anyways, let's move on to the glitters now. These two here are glitter packs. This one might be a little bit hard to see on camera, but when you look kind of closely, or down here, if you look right here, you can see a little bit of shininess. So this is basically, if you've ever had frost rainbow loom bands, this is what they remind me of. Frost bands with some glitter around the edges, and then this one is just a gold glitter here. Lastly, we've got this one. Now, we all have that problem where we wear bracelets to school and the white just gets gray because the pencil, like graphite, gets on to our bracelets, and then it turns the white gray and makes our bracelets look dirty and stuff like that. So they have come out with a white that is stain resistant. On the pack it says metallic white, and when I look super closely, like super duper closely, I can see just a little bit of pearlescence to it. Not much, because when you look at it like this, it just looks like plain white. However, this is supposed to like not attract any dust or lead or anything, or at least it's resistant to it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do a small swatch of a fishtail of all of these together, and then I'll come back to let you know how the stretchiness and sticking and stuff like that worked. Okay, so I finished making this one, and I'm actually surprised because in person, it's a little bit hard for the camera to capture this, but the white that said it was metallic on it, but it actually just like doesn't really look like it. When you make it into a bracelet, I can actually see a little bit of sheen. So if you look on the two bands that are outside of this gold one, those are the white ones, and you can see a little bit of the reflection of light. Now for the clear glitter, I know it's a little bit hard to see compared to the white. The glitter actually reflects off really nicely. I like the blue and green tones. It looks really cool. And then the gold glitter looks awesome because in the packaging, it looks a little bit like almost like it's dirty, but when you put it in bracelets, just because the way of the band is folded, like you see the reflection of the glitter a lot better than in the package. So anyways, here is the swatch of that. Okay, so I used my pencil here and drew on a bunch of like graphite, so hopefully we can test and see if this actually does not attract that much graphite. Now it said it is like stain resistant, so that means it could happen just a little bit, not as much as regular. So I have a glow in the dark band here. It should work just the same as white, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll this around. Oh goodness. Okay, yeah, definitely turn that colors. Let's take a single band and see what happens. So So it's a little bit more resistant to it. As you can see, it's more resistant to it. Obviously, the pencil when you wear a white bracelet is not going to turn this dark. Let's see if it comes off if I run my finger around it. Oh, it did come off a little bit. So this finger is dirty now, so let's try using the other finger to pull it through. But hey, actually some of it came off when I rubbed it. Okay, let's see. Use the cleaner fingers. Pull it through. Not seeing it come off. Came off on my fingers, but it still looks pretty dark. So I'm gonna go over to the sink and rinse these two off, and we'll see if the graphite comes off of the silicone one. So this is the silicone that says it's stain resistant. This is plain. Okay, so I just washed my hands. This is the silicone one. This is the glow-in-the-dark one that I used. Glow-in-the-dark and white attract about the same amount of graphite and dirt and stuff, so it's pretty much the same. But I can't even find where the graphite was on the silicone one, so as you can see, that is awesome that it just washed right off. This one I scrubbed like this for a while and the graphite came off a little bit, but I don't really see that big of a difference in the staining here. So silicone white band is amazing. Even though it did attract a little bit of that, like it washed right off. All I did was just do this like once or twice and it was gone, and then I can't find where the graphite was anymore. So anyways, awesome review for these white silicone bands. That is awesome. I'm definitely going to use these instead of plain white now because it's so frustrating when your bracelet gets dirty. So all in all, here are all the Rainbow Loom new silicone bands. I've got a link to their site down below in the description box, as well as a link to a place where you can look and just see all the silicone bands, which you can see here. They also have a bunch of limited edition bands, jelly bands, and opaque bands. So they've got a bunch of different kinds, a super wide variety, which is awesome. So I have a great review for overall all of these. I was most surprised by the metallic white because it actually did look a little bit metallic in the bracelet, and like I washed it off after I rubbed the graphite all over it and it just came off right away, which is awesome. My favorite band in here would probably be this gold, just because it reflects like the light off of it when it's in a bracelet just so beautifully. And you can look forward to seeing these being used in my tutorials coming up soon in the future. And yeah, so don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if it helped you out, and also leave me a comment down below if you'd like me to review any other products. So once again, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and also hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Oops.